Well, good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing well. It's really weird not being in class and seeing everybody, and it's even weirder just trying to put things out there so that you have a chance to look at some material. But these are the times that we live in, and I hope you guys are doing well. I realize how much I really enjoy being with you as students and interacting with you. And I'm sorry, under the circumstances, that we just don't have those opportunities. But I want to keep us on track, and I want to keep some things out there in front of you over the next handful of weeks, just so we finish the course and finish it as well as we can. We will have moved beyond some of the information in Content Module 1, which if you reviewed that, you'll see that I spent a little bit more time talking about the article dealing with our developing knowledge of the brain in and around the time of ancient Egypt, and the role of a number of individuals who were instrumental in moving our knowledge forward in that era. Content Module 2 takes us in toward the period of the Renaissance. And as you look at the information that I've linked in Content Module 2, I want you to go there, and you're going to find in this first submodule a number of brief videos that emphasize the work of Andreas Vesalius, a noteworthy anatomist who drastically extended our understanding of the human body and the human brain. More importantly, as you read about Vesalius or listen to some of the videos and the brief snapshot videos about Vesalius, you'll recognize that he was responding in a number of respects to some of the most long-standing perspectives on anatomy that were established by Galen. And of course, we mentioned Galen. You read about Galen to some extent in our previous content module. And so Vesalius, who is, working in the, definitely in the Renaissance period into the 15 and 1600s, Vesalius is responding to some things that have been prevailing since the time of Galen for almost 12 to 1300 years. So we can't, I guess, or we shouldn't underestimate the impact that Galen had. But with Vesalius and others like him, we're going to be seeing that during this period of the Renaissance, there will be increasing understanding and awareness of just how the nervous system is organized and what its function is actually all about. So I want you to review those, and then also I want you to look at the submodule on Luigi Galvani and Otto Loewi. And at the top of that submodule is a review of the work of René Descartes. And we really need to recognize the importance of Descartes. So I want you to see what he was saying. And I also want you to read that brief segment of information and then look at the video that's linked into that webpage. Because a neuroscientist is talking about this mind and brain dichotomy. Descartes believed that the spirit, the mind, the soul were separate from the material aspects of the brain. And that was referred to as a Cartesian duality. And this particular neuroanatomist or neuroscientist in that video is going to clarify, in particular with regard to the social brain, that mind is embedded in brain as we know it as neuroscientists. So I want you to think about that, but also recognize the great transition that was made by the likes of Luigi Galvani and Otto Loewi. Galvani is going to make clear that the nervous system operates according to electrical principles, not these fluid spirits that flow through hollow tubes. And Otto Loewi is going to add to this ultimately and remind us that, well, not remind us, he's going to tell us in some respects for the first time that neurochemicals are responsible for signaling. So Galvani and Lowy, their discoveries together have really were important in moving our understanding of the electrochemical nature of the nervous system forward. This third submodule here is a really, really challenging one. And it is a submodule that is devoted to Berengario de Carpi. And he is a little known anatomist with a big impact or a big influence. Now, what I'd like you to do is I've linked another document in there called Pre-Anatomy Brain. And I want you to open that up. I want you to read that. It's a nice summary of brain and hemispheres and brain regions, blood vessels, the ventricular system. Well, if you're familiar with that, when you go into this very difficult article regarding Berengario de Carpi, you're going to read what he was dealing with in the 1400s. And this is the important part of that article. There's a lot of things that are, are yet to be understood, and there's a lot of Galen that's just hanging on, that's influencing what people think. And you're going to see Berengario de Carpi as he is dissecting human bodies, learning more about the body in general and the brain in particular, just how much our knowledge of the nervous system is going to advance. And also recognize how little we knew at that time, but really how much we learned during this period of the Renaissance and how influential that would be in the years to come. I'll have more to say about Berengario de Carpi. Okay. Don't mix him up with Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. They're two separate dudes. Okay. And finally, I want us to stay in touch with the evolution of the human mind. I've linked an article there. I want us to review just about 3 pages of that. So take a look at the concept review, read those 3 pages, 427 to 430, and I want us to kind of keep thinking about how scientists, researchers, paleobiologists speculate the human mind has changed and evolved. I want to keep that idea in there. Okay, I've given you a number of things to kind of think about, to be looking at. I'll have some updates along the way, but right now, open those up, start taking a look at them, and I'll be in touch with you soon. Take care, wash hands, social distancing, all the things that we're supposed to be doing, okay? And we'll talk to you soon.